Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I have a sort of a small beauty haul for you. It's not makeup only, it's mostly tools, and it's from one brand called Sigma Beauty. You might have heard of Sigma. They are a very well established brand. They have been around since I started beauty blogging, which is now well over 6 years ago, because I started my blog 7 years ago, but then I started writing about beauty a bit later. So at that time they used to only make makeup brushes, but soon later they even started making makeup items like lipsticks and eyeshadows and stuff, and they're really famous. Some of their makeup brushes, such as the F80 Kabuki face brush and all, have achieved, you could say, cult status, and they are also known for their spa cleaning gloves, and I think they constantly innovate a lot. I have tried one of the eyeshadow brushes back in the day. So they recently got in touch with me and they asked me if I'd like to try anything from their collection and just possibly use it on my blog or my YouTube. I was not obligated to make this video, but yeah, I was really excited to do so. Of course, I said yes. Who would say no to that? And I got to choose a few things from their website, and this is the box that they sent me. It arrived quite some time ago, I think a couple of months ago. I just somehow didn't have the chance to make this video, and I left everything untouched until I could. So I thought it would be nice to show you guys a haul of this stuff, talk about the products and also first impressions for one of the products that I've used. So you can get Sigma Beauty products on their own website, and you can get it on some few other websites also, like Look Fantastic and all. I'm going to leave a discount code below, and if you use the code Magali when you're checking out on the Sigma Beauty website, you can get 10% off everything, so it's pretty awesome. And as usual, just more details like links, prices and anything else I can think of will be in the description box below. This is the box that my order came in. It kind of reminded me of a MacBook box or something, but in black. It was shipped express to me, and I think it arrived in about 15 days or so. I did not have to pay any customs. They did ask for my KYC details, which when you're getting an international parcel from any website nowadays in India, you do need to provide them with some form of identification so that they can clear customs. So I did have to do that, but I was not charged any customs fees or costs, anything like that. This is not an unopened box. I have opened it, but when I opened it for the first time, it was a really nice presentation because the box is black and pink. Those are their signature colors, and everything was also wrapped in this beautiful black tissue paper, and it was very nice to open for the first time. I also got this little envelope that says Sigma Beauty, and inside there are a few booklets detailing some of their new launches and their better products. So that is pretty standard. So the first thing that I got is the Sigma Spa Express brush cleaning mat. Sigma is really well known for this whole brush cleaning range. They are the first people that started making this type of tools for brush cleaning, and now everybody's copied them. They have this brush cleaning range in a few different shapes. They have a brush cleaning glove, a bigger glove. I think they have a mini glove, and this is the brush cleaning mat. So ideally this is supposed to be used the picture at the back shows it. You put it in your wash basin towards the drain water outlet thing. You sort of put it there, and then you clean your brushes on this surface. Even in the packaging there are these little holes so that you can get a feel for the texture of the mat, and there are quite many different textures here. There's wash eyes, which means wash eye brushes, because eye brushes are smaller in size. There's wash eyes on this side, then there is refine plus eyes over here, and there's rinse eyes over here. This side there's wash face, refine plus face and rinse face here. So basically if you start with an eye brush, and you can use whatever you use to clean your brushes, I use antibacterial soap. You start cleaning it on this part, then you move here, and then you finish off here, and same thing goes for face. Another really good thing you guys might like about this is you can see that the entire bottom part of the mat has these little vacuums. So once you put it onto your basin, it's going to stay in place. Even if you're a little rough while cleaning, it will not move around. Right now it's pretty well stuck to this plastic. Okay, yeah, I am getting it out. Here it is. So it adheres to whatever surface you put it on, and it is not going to move around. So I haven't tried this particular tool yet. It seems like very high grade silicone, well made. It's very soft and flexible, but at the same time all the different textures are well formed, so I think it's a really nice tool to wash your brushes on, especially if you have a lot of makeup brushes, if you are a makeup artist or just a person with a lot of brushes and you want to get through cleaning them quickly but also efficiently, then I think this is like the best tool for that purpose. And as I mentioned, there are like similar brush cleaning thingies, like they have different shapes and stuff, so you can check out which one suits your needs. So the next thing that I have, and this might be the thing that I was personally the most excited about, is the Brow Expert Kit. I really like filling in my eyebrows. It makes a big difference, and I do it every time I put on makeup. I feel weirdly like naked and odd looking even if I've done my entire face makeup but I haven't done my brows, and it just makes a very big difference to my face. So I was very keen to try out the Brow Expert Kit. I think they have this in 3 or 4 shades. The shade kit that I got is medium. Generally I would go for dark because I have pretty dark hair and all that, and plus my skin tone, I feel that the dark ones work better for me. But this time I was like, why not try something a little different, or why not try the medium one out. This has quite a lot of tools in it. As you can see, it's very thorough. So I have not actively used this, but just before I filmed this very video, I filmed like a sort of a first impressions of trying out the kit for the very first time, and so it might not be the best like demo to show you guys because I was also trying it for the first time. A lot of these things are new to me, but anyway, I thought you would get an idea of how it is to be used and just like my first impressions basically. So what is included in this kit is the E75 Angle Brow and E80 Brow Lash dual-ended brush. So those are 2 different brush names of theirs, but it's dual-ended, so it's like 1 brush on each side. Then you get scissors, sharpener, tweezer, brow powder duo, highlight duo, and the brow wax. The brow wax comes in a pencil form, so that is what the sharpener is for. This is one of the most complete brow kits I've seen from any brand, especially if you do your brows yourself at home. You don't go to the salon to do it, or you just don't get time to go to the salon often and you want to like maintain them nicely at home. This has about everything you would need. I won't even be using some of these things regularly because the tweezer and the scissor, I don't need to groom my brows that way. They're pretty sparse brows. I think they are not bushy, they don't overgrow too much, and I don't do my brows. I prefer to leave them undone because if I go get them done, they'll just look so much thinner that I prefer to fill in whatever I have. But I still showed you guys like just how you would use them. You would use the tweezer to pluck out stray hair, obviously, and then the scissors, be very careful with the scissors, don't overdo the scissors. But if you have brows that are very big, very unruly, just take this spoolie brush and comb upwards the inner part of your brow and just comb it up, and the hair that sticks out too much above that, you can just trim that hair. Personally, I don't even need to do that, but I just showed you guys the method of how it's done. If your brows tend to go too bushy, this is a technique that you can use at home. Next, we're going to start with the filling in part of the brows, which is my favorite part and the part I do every time. Recently, I have been using like either a brow pencil or like a brow pomade, like a cream in a pot form to do my brows, but this is a powder and you get 2 different powders in the pot. These are what the medium shades look like. For me, because my brow hair is pretty dark, I can't really use the lighter shade. It doesn't suit my brows and it makes the hair look a little bit ashy, but the darker shade is perfect for my brows. I haven't filled in my brows with like powder in a very long time, so part of me was very skeptical, like how is this going to work out, but it went on very smoothly. And it is true that powder does give, I think, one of the most natural finishes to your brows. A lot of people just find an eyeshadow that matches their brows well and fill in with that, but this powder has been formulated just for your brows. It was very silky, it went in nicely and it added a lot of pigment. I did have to dip my brush again and again in the powder to fill in different parts of my brow, but I was pretty impressed with the finished look of my brow. And as always, when you fill it in with powder, you need to just brush it out with a spoolie to diffuse it a little and make it look more natural. Now, just putting powder in my brows would definitely not survive the hot and humid environment in Mumbai, and like soon after I step out, my brows would have disappeared. So the next step is using the brow wax that they provide. This was a completely new product to me. I've never tried a brow wax, so maybe I didn't use this like perfectly, maybe my technique wasn't good, but basically I just softly ran it over my brows, and it does add like, you know, a waxy feeling to your brows, a very slightly waxy feeling when you touch them, but it sets everything in place, and I didn't find it to be visible in any way. It's a transparent wax, and it just like, it cannot be seen once you put it on your brows. Use a very soft hand while you're putting this on, because in some parts on my right eyebrow, when I was just applying it, I felt like because I pressed too hard, I took out some of the powder from my brows. But a gentle touch is all you need, and the wax completely comes onto your brow. And even after using it on both my brows, the wax didn't go down much. So if you're using the wax even on a regular basis, it's going to last you a very long time, which is nice. It sets your brows in place, will make sure that the powder does not come off easily, and sort of weatherproofs your brows just as you would use a brow gel. You can use a wax. My first impressions are very good. I just need to get more used to using it regularly. And finally, I went with the highlighting duo powder provided. There are two powders that you get in this like mini palette. They're both like sort of champagne tinted like nude powders. One of them is more just a silky satiny soft powder, while the second one has much more shimmer in it, but it's really micro shimmer. It does not look like glitter, and it's perfectly what a highlighter should be. I don't really use highlighters under my brows every single day just because I'm super lazy, but I tried it out here, and you can see that the effect it gives is quite nice. You can even use the shimmery powder to highlight the inner corners of your eyes with your fingers or a brush, and it works pretty nicely. And you can also use it for your cupid's bow. I didn't, but you can do that. I'm pretty sure you could use these as eyeshadows also if you really wanted to, but I don't use eyeshadows, so I didn't try that. Those were my first impressions like for the Brow Expert kit. I think it's really nice. I'm not going to be using all of the things on a daily basis, but especially if you groom your brows, it has everything from start to finish, like grooming your brows as well as making them up, filling them in and stuff. So I really like the kit. It didn't disappoint me. And finally, in the beginning of the video, I mentioned that they have the F80 Kabuki brush that has achieved cult status. So I really wanted to try the brush. I don't use liquid foundation on a regular basis or anything, but I still really wanted to see what the fuss was about with that brush, because I've heard so many really good things about it. So I asked for that, and they sent me the Sigma Best of Sigma brush set. It doesn't get better than this. So in here you get 7 brushes for face and eyes, and these are just the best brushes. So in here there's the F80 Flat Kabuki that I've been talking so much about. There's the P88 Precision Flat Angled Brush. There's the F64 Soft Blend Concealer Brush. There's the E57 Firm Shader, the E38 Diffused Crease, the E34 Domed Utility, and the E21 Smudge. All the last 4 brushes that start with the letter E are eye brushes, so they made it really easy to understand. They come in a nice box like this. Inside there's no like fancy packaging or anything. You just get the brushes, and they all are individually like packed in plastic and stuff. These brushes are made with the Sigma Tech fibers as well as the Sigmax fibers. So these are registered. I'm not really sure what these fibers are, but I guess it's something that they themselves have developed. That's why it's a registered name. Haven't really tried any of these out, so I can't comment on it at this point. But let me know if you guys would like to see detailed reviews on my blog for any of the brushes. I'm not so much into eye makeup, so maybe not the eye brushes, but I'm really eager to try out the F80 Face Kabuki brush. That was everything for my little Sigma makeup tool haul. It wasn't that many products, but I think the stuff that I got are like the best known products that Sigma is known for. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments, questions or whatever, leave it in the comment box down below. Subscribe to my channel for more videos twice a week. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.